Today's video, we're going from sad bitch to bad bitch. We're focusing on this beautiful, full coverage, full glam look. We're really putting emphasis on this beautiful pink cheek here, the wing liner, the full lashes, finished off with a neutral lip. This is something that's super achievable. I'm gonna give you step-by-step instructions on how to achieve this look at home. So without further ado, we're gonna jump right into the video. Okay, love, so we're just gonna dive right into this look today. Full coverage, full glam, wing liner, bright pink blush, prepping those eyes with a Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. We're not doing anything super crazy for eyeshadow today. Really, the focal point is just a couple colors in the crease area and then going in with that wing liner. Buffing out any creases with the sponge, going right in and setting those lids with some translucent powder. Same thing on the other side. For eyeshadow, going in with the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 3 palette. We're gonna take that second shade in the palette here, going in with a fluffy blending brush. This is the Morphe X Ariel brush. Any really round blender brush like this will do. Make sure you tap off that excess. We're just gonna go straight into that crease here. We're gonna do circular motions in that outer corner area, windshield wiper motions back and forth. We just want to get some wash of color in the crease. Really want to blow that out towards the tail here. Little circular motions, depositing that color in that crease, and then windshield wiper motions back and forth, diffusing that out towards the tail. So really that's all we're looking for, just a light wash of color. Now to go into the main focal point of the eye look, it's going to be the NYX Epic Ink Liner. So this is going to be a felt tip eyeliner pencil. My best advice for you, and I'm going to try and tell you what I'm going to do before I show you, because it's going to be hard to talk and do it at the same time. Just take your time with it. There's no rush. You want to follow your bottom lash line outwards. I'm going to start with sketching just a little bit of a skeleton of a line first, and then I'm going to go in and start filling it in. So really just something like that to start, and then we're going to take this and we're going to bring it across. So it should look something like this. Now we're gonna go ahead and start to fill it in and darken up that skeleton. Perfect, so it should look something like this. Felt tip liner, if you go in with lighter pressure, it allows you to kind of sketch it out first before it makes that really dark and harsh line. If you do mess up a little bit, that's okay. Take a little makeup wipe and you can go ahead and sharpen it up when you're ready. So again, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. I like to use my pinky here as a support. So it's really anchoring in when you're holding the pen. So you're not going in and trying to make a shape without having any sort of support. Again, we're gonna follow the bottom lash. Okay, so that's just it with the eyeliner done. We're gonna move on to base now. Going back in with the Makeup by Mario foundation, we're gonna take humps on the back of our hand again and begin to work it onto the skin. With a look like this, prep is key. Cleanser, hydration, moisturizer, eye cream, SPF. If you don't have those layers of skincare underneath, the layers that you're putting on top, i.e. all of this makeup, it's either gonna cling to dry patches, it's gonna break up before you even get a chance to set it, or it's just not gonna last the way that you want it to throughout the night, whatever you're doing. My skin was already prepped. I used the lemon cream cleanser from Sanitas, the Haru Haru Essence Black Rice Water Toner, and then a CeraVe Oil Control Moisturizer. And then of course for eye cream, Kiehl's always. And you may think, wow, you're using a lot this time. That's the point. Full glam, full beat, full coverage. If you want yourself to look different with makeup on, you have to put the makeup on. Now we're going back in with that BK Beauty 101 brush, picking up some of that product on the back of our hand. We want to stipple that, make sure it's evenly distributed on those bristles, and we're going right in. Taking it over that ear, don't forget, in the nose area, up on the forehead, into that hairline. The hairline is so important, especially if you're planning on wearing slick back hair. You don't want to have your hair slicked back and notice that you miss transitioning your foundation into that scalp area. This is what the skin looks like so far. We're now going to go in with some cream contour. This is the LYS Bronzing Stick. This is in the shade Motivate. We're going to take this BK Beauty 109 brush. We're going to coat the bristles in the actual product, warm it up here on the hand. And then we're going to go in right above the cheekbone area here to start sculpting everything out. We don't want to take it too far in and we don't want to take it too far down. The whole idea is to pull everything back towards that temple. gonna build this up going around. I am gonna take this into that shadow that we placed earlier. This is gonna be that next step that's gonna add that depth and dimension, just pull everything together. And again, we're gonna take this through the temple. Don't forget the hairline. We're gonna buff that in here as well. With some of that excess on the back of my hand, I'm gonna pick that up. We're gonna take it behind the jaw and ear here and sculpt it down. Same thing on the other side, taking it in this upper cheekbone area over that shadow. Don't be afraid to go over that eyeliner a little bit too. It's dried down for the most part. It might make it seem a little bit lighter, like you're going over it. That's fine. We're gonna clean it up later. But we want everything to come together and be cohesive. Same thing on that jaw over here. And then with that last little bit on the back of the hand, we'll pick it up here. We're gonna go in on the nose and just contour the sides. Take a little bit in that upper brow area too, on the bridge. It should look something like this so far with the cream bronzer on top. Yes, it looks a little crazy. Yes, it looks a little intense. We're now gonna go in with that concealer, which is really gonna help to even everything out, clean up those edges a little bit. We're doing the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer here in the under eye area. Taking it here, and then we're gonna take it under where that liner is going and follow that path up and out. The inner corner down the sides of the nose, and then underneath that eyeliner. Estee Lauder Double Wear. Taking that underneath, center of the forehead here, up, down the bridge of the nose. This placement's really important because it's really gonna help clean up where we have that bronzer and contour, but it's also gonna help highlight in those areas where we really wanna lift the face and kind of sculpt it to be in that position where we want it. Going in with the sponge, blending everything out. Over the bridge of the nose. We are allowing the under eyes to sit a little bit longer so we can get the most coverage out of it. Taking this into the forehead, lightly bringing it over that contour, melt the two together. BK Beauty A506 brush. Now we're gonna blend out the under eye. You want to make sure you're getting really snug and tight under that liner and following it up and out. It's okay if the concealer gets on top of it a little bit and kind of fades it away. We're going to touch that up at the end. Perfect. So the skin should look something like this. Now it's time to go in for the star of the show, which is that Patrick Ta cream blush in the shade Just Enough. We're going to add in that pink cheek. So I'm taking this BK Beauty N17. This is the Nikki LaRose collection. We're really just coating those bristles. A little bit goes a long way with this stuff. So you just want to make sure that you're building up and not doing as too much at one time. Above that bronzer, above that contour, we're taking that pink blush. I like to take it in my under eyes as well. Layering is key when it comes to these types of looks. Go in with our same sponge that we've been using, really help melt everything together. And this is what it should look like with the blush on top. So for powders, we're going to go in with two, one for the under eyes, one for the rest of the face. For the under eyes itself, we're going to do the Huda Beauty. This is the Easy Bake Powder, Loose Bake Ink and Setting Powder in the shade Cherry Blossom Cake. This is key because this is a pink powder. I used to make the mistake of using this all over my face and it looked crazy. So for the sake of this is for under eyes only. So I'm going to do it into the actual pan itself. That same Sephora powder puff that we used. Remember those same concepts. Palm of your hand with the powder, blend everything in. We want it evenly dispersed on the puff so it can evenly be dispersed in our under eye area. It should look something like this. Going in with our sponge and going right in. This is a more full coverage powder. I used to use this all over my face, her other shades, and this one. For me, I realized that I just like the pink powder and what it does for my under eyes. It can be a little too heavy for the rest of my face, but I just love the way it brightens and adds that transition between the under eyes and the blush. Now it looks like this. I definitely go in and bake the under eyes because we want this to last as long as possible. I'm going to take that same Huda Beauty powder and I'm going to carve out the sides here. Take it underneath and then fan out those edges. I do want to take a little bit under the liner there too to help carve that area out. Now for the rest of the face, we're going to go back in with that Makeup by Mario powder in shade Fair Pink. We're going to use that to set the rest of the face. Do not be afraid to layer product when you're doing a type of look like this. This is layering equals longevity. So we are going to go in and really set everything into place. Down the nose here, setting down the neck. Now that everything is set into place, we're going to go in with the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Protector in the shade Light. We're going to start by just tapping that in this area here. And then once we have that, we're going to start doing little swirls to blend that up and out. We're going to take this in the temple area into that shadow that we created earlier and buffing that in through the hairline. Most importantly with this, we're going to take this down the jaw and down the neck. And with a little bit left over on that brush, we're just going to dab it on the nose here. Now we're going to go ahead and bake underneath that contour. Going back into the blush segment of everything, we're going back in with that Packed Your Taude blush. We're going in now with the powder section. We want to make sure we're coating that brush nice and evenly. We're going to start by right where we placed that cream before. We're going to just hold it right in this area here. Really just work that product into this upper cheek area, a little bit into that temple, and then we're going to start sweeping it on the under eye. You'll notice I do this a lot with my blushes. I love to take whatever blush that I have, and I like to sweep it into my under eye here. I just feel like it adds just the perfect amount of color, and it just makes the under eye look really bright, really lively. Same thing over here. We're really just going to concentrate that majority of the product here, a little bit up in that temple, and we're going to sweep. We're going to help to dust away that bake underneath too with that blush, because the whole idea is we want our cheek and our under eye to be bright and pink. So it should look something like this so far. The next blush we're going into is a MAC Mineralize blush in the shade Dainty here. Anything in their Mineralize collection typically is just going to have a little bit of sheen to it. It's going to be a little bit more lightweight, but for me, this blush color is so pretty, I have to layer it. And then with this one, I'll take a little bit and I'll dab it on the nose. Now we're going to move on to brows. This is not super exciting for a lot of people, so I'll probably just skip through this a bit. We're just going to brush them out and up. Okay, brows are on. We're just gonna go ahead and clean up a little bit. Any of that excess powder that's still on from that bake, we're gonna wipe that off. Now it's time to go in with setting sprays. We're finishing up this look, so I wanna go ahead and set everything into place. Morphe setting spray to start. Then we're going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Okay, so this is what it should look like with everything set. The last blush product we're going to use is this Extra Dimension blush from MAC called Into the Pink. This is essentially more of like your highlighter version of whatever blush you're using. I'm going to go in with this kind of rounded brush, go dive straight into it. We're really just going to hit the high points with this. And I find that this just adds the perfect bit of dimension to bring that look together. So I'll just hit it right in these high points here. Take a little bit on the nose, because no one's going to stop me from shining on my beak, okay? So that's really face and complexion done. We're now going to go in with the finishing touches for the eyes. Lashes, touching up that liner that kind of got smudged and faded away during the powders and creams application. For lashes today, I'm going in with Kiss in the style Ruffle. These are my go-to lashes. I wear them in every video. I talked about them in my favorites video. They're just been the ones that I've used for years and years and years and years. I get asked all the time, what do you do to make it so flawless when you put the application? Number one, when you're applying glue to your lashes, allow it to dry down. Give it roughly 30 seconds to a minute to dry down. You don't want it to be wet, you want it to be tacky. That's going to allow you to have the application really seamless and really easy. When you're going in when the glue is wet, it's going to smear all over the place. You're not going to be able to have that even application that you're looking for. It's going to make it really difficult to get it to where you want to stick. The second tip has to do with the actual application itself, and that is have a mirror that you're looking down in, not directly in front of you. You want the mirror to be down in front of you because you want to place the lash from on top. You don't want to place it from going in. That's going to allow you to place it directly on top of the lashes versus going under it, and it's going to mess with the lashes itself. And then taking your tweezers and helping pluck that inner corner in, and we want this outer corner to go a little bit higher than that liner. So it should look something like this to start. The next tip when it comes to lash application is taking a kohl liner. I'm using Smolder Eye Kohl from MAC, and we want a tight line in between your waterline and this upper waterline with the lashes itself. So again, having a smaller mirror in front of you to look at while you're looking down, I'm gonna tight line in between here. Hopefully you guys can see. There's sometimes going to be that gap for where that waterline is from where you put your lashes and your natural lash. That's going to help mesh the two together. Now we're going to go back in with that original Epic Ink Liner from NYX, and we're going to go ahead and fill back in those areas that got covered up by the powder. Perfect. So we brought that back to life. The last step on this eye to complete the lashes is going in with some mascara. Depending on who you ask, some people will say they like to use mascara before lashes. Some people like them after. I like them after. I find that it's much easier to get that application, and it's much easier to place the false lashes on top of lashes that don't have mascara, so you're not fighting with yourself. So we're just gonna blend those two together. Okay, so now it's time to do just a couple final touches. And this is really something that I like to do, just a tiny little makeup trick that takes everything to the next level. Something that you wouldn't think to do, but it really just makes a difference. Going in with some sort of like flat shader brush like this. This is a MAC 242 brush. I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Polish Finish Face Powder. I'm taking a little bit on the bristles there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go underneath this liner and I'm just gonna pat a line underneath here. What this is gonna do is just enhance that liner that we made and really just sharpen up this look. It's something really tiny, but it's these little finite details that really elevate the look up. Just patting that right there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And now lastly, we're just gonna go in and do our lips. To prep the lips, we're going in with MAC Prep and Prime Lip. Our lip liner is gonna be MAC World Liner. Going in with MAC Flesh Pot, my favorite lipstick of all time. Okay, so now that the makeup look is done, it's time to get ready for our bad bitch evening. So let's go ahead and get dressed, put our jewelry on, do our hair. Let's get out of here. Okay, my friends, so this is the finished look, the full glam, everything together, head to toe, makeup done, hair done, outfit put together. For me, I feel like the baddest bitch when I got a full leather fit on, a gold jewelry, my gold chain on, you know, a nice pair of heels. So if this is not your cup of tea, totally fine. You find what feels good for you. It makes you feel like the baddest bitch. This is what makes me feel like the baddest bitch. A little context for the outfit details. The top is Skims. The pants are from Meshki. They don't make these anymore. I've actually had these for 5, maybe 6 years now. The shoes that you saw here, these are from Aldo, specifically in their Pillow Walk collection. It literally feels like you're walking on clouds. I do also have the little rubber inserts that they sell inside of these to help your shoe or to help your foot from sliding through the toe. It really sold me on the gold tip on the point because it matches well with all the jewelry that I'm wearing. Belt, obviously Gucci, not needed. I do enjoy it because it is gold and it does match with my jewelry, but I've gone through 2 of these. I've had them replaced because it does tarnish. The bag is obviously YSL. I will say, if you are looking for a starter designer bag and the first thing you kind of want to invest in that's on the lower price point side, I put that in quotes because it's still, you know, $1,500, $1,600. I do recommend this one. It does come in a plethora of colors. So if you want black, if you want cream, if you want brown, if you want nude, inside of it has plenty of storage. You're gonna get the card holder side here in the back end. You have a center pocket here with a zipper, and then you have another additional pocket in the front. This is such a durable bag. For me, I love the fact that this is never tarnished, this is never stained, this is never scratched. Honestly, a really great designer bag if you're looking for your first one to kind of invest into, that you don't want it to be too labeled in your face. Like, a great bag. In terms of jewelry, a lot of my jewelry is from Jacqueline Roxanne, so unfortunately they don't make them anymore. The Cuban link is from Jacqueline Roxanne. The earrings that I'm wearing are from Jacqueline Roxanne, and then one of the rings I have on is this button here, this vintage Chanel. This is from a good friend of mine. She bought it for her birthday from me years ago. It is a vintage button on a piece of runway clothing from the 90s that they refurbished into a necklace. So it's very special to me. But yeah, so this is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. This comes to the end of our bad bitch video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make a comment down below of videos that you want to see next. I have a few beauty treatments that I'm getting done that I'm super excited about. I'm going to be vlogging those experiences. And I will see you guys in my next one.